Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who's watching. I want to discuss a topic which is more on spiritual terms today. It is defining and talking about the ego vs the soul. And you can apply this in any aspect of your life. If there's anything you're facing which is difficult, there's a lot of different ways that we can rely on this advice and actually use it to power ourselves through those difficult times. Firstly, I would like to define what ego means. Now, in spiritual terms or in any sort of terms, ego means basically the part of us that's focused on identity. It's focused on what we are. What's your name? How do you look? How do you dress? How do you carry yourself? How do you describe yourself? It's based upon the competition you face in life. It's based upon the external validation, the attachment, the need, the greed for something. That's what the ego is. The ego is shaped by the societal expectations and the beliefs and fears that are in your mind. Now, the soul is the deeper essence. It's the deeper essence that strips away from what you identify yourself as. It strips away things like attachment. It strips away jealousy, greed. It strips away the things that you feel describes you. If I say that I am someone who loves having a lot of partners, or if I say I am, someone who chooses to be with one partner all of my life, that's my ego speaking. If I say that I love people who are quiet, if I love people who are louder, I'm introvert, extrovert, that's the ego. That's the societal expectations. And what I want to talk about here is that the difference between living your life with ego and living your life with the soul. Ego driven life, it's if you find yourself searching and seeking for power and wealth and external validation, like I need someone to tell me that I'm good, I need someone to tell me that I deserve this, and I need this amount of money today, and I need to achieve this goal today because that's who I am, that's what makes me. I'm fearing if I don't achieve this, then I'm a loser. If I don't do this today, then people are going to think down upon me. I can't believe he said that about me, that's not who I am. And that I can't believe that she did that to me, that's not what I deserved. So this is where the ego comes in, because it is always wanting more and it's never fulfilled. And if you find yourself in that position where you feel like my life is not fulfilling enough, it's different. It's your ego, it's telling you that I'm not enough. And if you are soul, if you're full of soul, you don't have that external validation, you don't have that detrimental craving, you don't have the craving which hurts you. So the soul is something that craves connection. It craves purpose. It is the acceptance of beings, from changing a situation from how could they do this to me? You change it from I understand why it was done to me. Or if you change it from why didn't I get this? Then you say that, okay, I understand I didn't get this because there's something else relying for me. So that's what the soul is about. It's valuing the experience rather than the need for possession. And it's feeling content and at peace with the present moment. The reason why our egos, they eat us up, every single day, it's because it's telling us what we think we need to be. Now, if I take away maybe, whatever the hell I think I am, and I strip away the external validations, the greed, and the need for things, then I come back to being human. I come back to just an existing moment in this present time, and that is a person. I am not binded by my religion. I'm not binded by whether I'm black or white. I'm not binded by the fact that I am an introvert or an extrovert. I'm not binded by anything. And that's what it means when you're a soul. Because if you start living vs living in a soul vs an ego, you are not acting out of pride. You're not acting out of pride and argument. You're not here to judge others and to create formations. In fact, you're here to maintain harmony. You're here to accept what is in life. And some examples is maybe comparing yourself to others. That's ego. Soul is embracing your unique journey, you know? Another example could be choosing a high paying job that you dislike. It's not what you want, but it's your greed that's pushing you for that job. Vs. the soul is pursuing a passion that brings joy. Now, it's very different. You know, it's very difficult, sorry, to do this. It's difficult to pursue a passion that you are passionate about but doesn't give you the need, the survival amount that you need. And sometimes things are necessary to do. But what I'm trying to say is that we don't judge. We don't judge what happens to us because we know that we deserve it. And what I mean is that we deserve it because that's our path in life. That is our unique way of living. And when you learn to accept things, I accept that this has happened to me because that's where I'm meant to be. I accept that I'm not the best student in class because I have a unique set of skills that makes me better than them. I do not believe in competition. I do not believe that I am higher than you. You are different, I am different, but we're the same because at the end of the day, we are living souls. We are souls wrapped up in all these societal expectations and needs and wants and greeds. But when we strip away all that, it's just acceptance and love and compassion. And the ego is when you have anxiety, you know, the ego is when you have comparison. So what you need to do is you need to shift. You need to shift from that feeling, you know, you need to recognize when your thoughts and actions are ego driven. If you're feeling like you want to take revenge on someone, if you feel like something has been done to you and you didn't deserve it, so you'll do something bad to them. If you feel like you didn't reach anywhere, so you'll beat yourself up for the fact that you didn't reach there. If someone left you and you're feeling like, well, I didn't deserve to be left, and that's your ego. It's an ego-driven feeling. A soul is something that allows things to happen. And the best way you can practice this is by spending time in nature. And it sounds weird, but if you spend time with quiet things, if you spend time with silence, you will realize the beauty in just being present. And when you achieve that silence within you, you no longer have that loud noise in the back of your head telling you what you are and are not. You know, you're accepting what you are without the judgment of others. And that way you can make decisions which are aligned for the best self of you. You're no longer people pleasing, you're no longer being in a judgmental way, you're no longer acting in a way that benefits someone else, you're no longer acting in a way that benefits you at the expense of others. So know that it's normal, you know, as well to feel the pull of ego, but we can learn to listen to the soul more often. It's very normal to be driven by ego, and driven by ego is, you know, trying to make things the way you want them to be and not accepting it. And it's difficult for everyone. It's not easy to accept things that happen to you and you don't want it to happen to you. It's not easy to accept being in a position where you feel like you have no control, but you know, you feel like you can change things, but you can't in reality. The universe has its way of carving a path out for you, and it's not necessarily dependent on someone else's path. And you need to accept that. And when you start accepting the fact that I can't control anything, but I can control the way I react to those things, that's when you'll be living upon a soul-driven life, you know? So I want you to think about this today, and I want you to realize that life does become beautiful when we let the soul lead and not the ego, you know? We go first with the soul and then let the ego follow. So, a question I want to end this with is, next time you face a choice, next time you feel anger and greed or any sort of sadness and depression, ask yourself, you know, is this feeling and thought, is my decision serving my ego or am I serving my soul? Thanks.